The other day, Tucker Carlson was on the Joe Rogan podcast, and during their 3 hour long conversation, they talked about UFOs and UAPs for a good bit. Now, I know some of you may like Tucker, some of you may hate Tucker, some of you may like Joe, some of you may hate Joe. The type of person I am, regardless if I like you or agree with you or not, I like to hear people out. I like to hear different viewpoints and perspectives on life and on the world and everything that's happening in it, just in general. But anyways, Tucker claims that he has had conversations with people on the inside, that he has had conversations with government insiders. And through these conversations about UFOs and UAPs, he now believes that whatever this phenomenon is, he doesn't necessarily believe that aliens are from another planet. He believes that they are spiritual beings. Let's just say that. He believes that they are some type of spiritual force. And this theory seems to be really gaining popularity. I'm someone that's been interested in UFOs for a very long time. And looking into UFOs in like the late 90s, early 2000s, you didn't hear this much talk about UFOs being spiritual. No, they were little green men from other planets. And even believing in aliens was like blasphemous. Because the thought was, from at least a religious perspective, that if you believe in aliens, that must mean that God's not real, right? So as we move closer to a day and age where people are accepting that there is something out there, regardless if it's from another planet or if it's from here and it's been here the entire time, people are starting to accept this as a reality because, folks, I don't know if you realize this, some people are still living in their closed mind boxes. There's no longer a debate over whether or not UFOs are real. We know for a fact UFOs are real now. They've come out, they've said it. I think a lot of people have had their own personal situations where they've seen something strange. So the debate about whether UFOs exist or not, that debate is over. We know they exist. The conversation, the debate now is, what are they? And there seems to be three popular theories. One of the theories, of course, is that these are creatures from a different universe. One of the theories is that these are, spiritual beings, spiritual creatures that may have been here on Earth for thousands of years. And another theory is that this is just all man-made propaganda and this is just all part of the government's plan. Aliens don't exist. They just want to trick us into believing that this stuff exists. So those are the three main theories out there. Now, I believe that anything is possible. I look into all the possibilities. I don't like to shut down one possibility to only pursue, one angle of this story. I like to look at things from all angles. But it's hard not to notice that as we move closer to people accepting that aliens or these UFOs are real, now people are trying to craft a way to make it spiritual because they want to believe in this stuff, but they don't want it to be a direct contradiction of their religion or what they read in their Bible or in their religious text or what have you. You get what I'm saying here? So this theory about these creatures being spiritual, it was not a very popular theory 10, 15 years ago when you were considered crazy for believing in UFOs. But now that we know it's real, I'm just wondering if this push of, it's spiritual is somewhat of a coping mechanism. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, I'm open to the possibilities, but how much of that is cope? Because the same people who will tell you that these UFOs and aliens are spiritual are the same people who would have told you you were crazy for believing they exist, 10 or 15 years ago, and they would say that that's against God and against Jesus to even believe in this stuff, right? Personally, I think it could be anything, but I think you have to be really, really dense and really closed minded to not believe that there's a possibility that there's life on other planets out there in this vast galaxy, universe, whatever you want to call it. I definitely believe that there's other life out there. Now, what we're experiencing here on this planet, I don't know. I don't know. But if it was some type of spiritual creatures, then what's with like the ships? What's with the UFOs, flying saucers, and not TikTok, but Tic Tac, little flying cigar shaped, little ships? I don't think spiritual creatures would fly around in flying saucers. But then again, who the hell knows anymore these days? And oh, I left out another popular theory is that these could be like creatures or beings from another dimension, which I think that's very likely as well. But as we move into this day and age where this is a widely discussed topic, it's no longer taboo, it's no longer something you whisper about with your friends. No, there's debates being had about it in Congress, there's debates being had about it all over the mainstream media, and it seems like we're going to move into a day and age where, a lot of the information surrounding this stuff is going to be more transparent. And I feel like the fact that the government has now been more open about this information, I find that as a cause for concern because there's got to be a reason why they're like that. Well, anyway, sorry I've been ranting this entire time. But recently, it's all over the news today, all over the mainstream media. Every mainstream media outlet, you can look into it, it's all over the place. Apparently, a UFO was spotted over LaGuardia Airport. And I mean, the video is pretty compelling. It's pretty clear as day. The object that you see in the video, it looks just like the objects in some of the videos that the Pentagon has discussed and released and has confirmed to be real. So all I'm saying is there's a lot of fake nonsense out there. And that's another problem that we're dealing with. When we're moving into this age of AI and everyone making these little, fake videos and stuff on TikTok, a lot of that stuff is discouraging people from actually pursuing the truth. Now, I see and I get sent tons of UFO videos, okay, a lot. I dig through them. 99% of them are straight garbage, and it's really just a waste of time. This, however, this looks like the real deal, and I think that's why it's being taken so seriously. But before I go any further, I'm gonna go ahead and roll this news clip. I want you all to ring that notification bell so you can be notified of when I upload these videos and hit that thumbs up button. As you watch this clip, let me know. Do you believe in aliens? You believe in UFOs? What's your theory? Let me know down in the comments below. And then after this clip, I'll be right back with more thoughts.
I'm going to make you a bet that the next time you get a window seat on a plane, you're going to think of this next story, and you're going to think of the guest who is going to talk about this next story. Michelle Reyes was flying over New York City with her daughter, and she was sitting by a window. When she did what a lot of us do, we, take pictures out the window, nice video of the New York skyline. It's an amazing view. But what Michelle did not expect to see was a cylinder-shaped object zipping across her line of sight near LaGuardia Airport. Was it a bug inside the plane, maybe? Well, she played the video back to look, and no, it was not a bug. Whatever it was definitely outside the plane, and it was flying on its own, and it was really, really fast. Michelle Reyes joins me now exclusively, and I want to welcome back Ben Hansen from UFO Witness on Discovery Plus as well. Michelle, thank you so much for being here. First of all, wow, that was pretty alarming stuff. What did you do with the video, and did you reach out to authorities to share it with them?
Thank you for having me. And when I realized that I had something like this on the video, the first thing I did was I emailed the FAA to let them know what I saw, and maybe it was a safety hazard. I reached out to them. Unfortunately, I haven't heard back from them. They didn't acknowledge my email. And then I sent it to Enigma Labs and the National UFO Database.
And any response?
Enigma Labs was the only one who responded to me.
So
That's
your
how I got in
dad
contact.
apparently. Oh, okay. So, and as I understand, your dad is a former Navy guy, so you were able to share with him as well. What did he say?
I showed it to him first, and he honestly had no idea what it was either. He had no idea. He was just as baffled as I was.
Did you guys settle on the fact that it maybe was a drone? It was going awfully fast to be a drone, but was that the best guess?
He thought it may be a drone, but he didn't think that it should be where it was, that close to the aircraft. So he really didn't have an answer for me. He was just as clueless as I was. He's seen a lot of things, and he couldn't give me an answer, but if he had to guess, he would have said drone.
So it's a good thing Ben Hansen is here. You know, you host a show called UFO Witness. What do you think about this Tic Tac video, Ben?
This was incredible, honestly, because it took a while just for us to get in touch with Michelle. It wasn't for her posting it on the app. Someone had borrowed, sort of stole it from her social media and posted it as if they were her friend. So we had no idea who she was. We were looking up flights and trying to figure out which flight she was on. When we finally were able to contact her, she, for me, has been completely just genuine, sincere. We've now started to analyze the video, and I feel a little awkward saying this with her here, but find no evidence that she faked this or hoaxed it. I didn't from the beginning, but we had to run it through, the proper data analysis, and it's there. It's very clear, which is unusual. So to me, I feel as though this is probably something not terribly far in the distance, but there's problems with the theory of it being something as simple as an insect, which I would suspect this was happening, on the ground. We're talking 200 plus miles an hour at this point. Her jet is flying. So it passes in about a seventh of a second, and it's present in 5 frames of the video. So there's a lot we can dive into with this, but we're
shiny, giant, really fast insect. It definitely doesn't look like an insect. It certainly looks like the Tic Tacs that we've seen in other naval videos as well. And Michelle, did you say there was someone else maybe on that flight who you later were able to determine saw this as well?
Yes. I had posted the video onto my social media, and one of the other moms on the flight, she said that she had noticed it when she was in the air too. So I wasn't the only one who saw it. So it was kind of, a little more like nerve-wracking that someone else also saw what I saw.
Well, I hope the authorities are watching tonight, and I'm sorry to say, that you didn't get the attention that you should have when you alerted them to videos like this. I think it behooves all of us to just at least forward the information. We don't need to make judgment on it, but for heaven's sake, acknowledge that this is unusual, and it certainly does resemble some of the other unusual things we've seen before.
So what say you folks? You've seen it. What do you think? I mean, personally, regardless of what it is, I don't think this is like a fake fabricated video. And from what the guy said, they did all the tests to tell that this was a genuine, authentic video without any tampering or any editing or anything like that. So, I mean, whatever she caught it on video. What it is, I guess you could have a debate about that. Do you think it's some type of U.S. government technology that we don't know about? Do you believe it's aliens? Do you think it's some type of foreign government with some type of aircraft or weapons that we don't have any knowledge of yet? There's a lot of different theories out there. But I will say this. I touched on this just a little bit earlier. There's a reason, folks. You could think it's crazy. You can think it's tinfoil hat-ish. There's a reason why after all of these years, keeping all of this stuff under wraps and top secret, there's a reason why the government now is being more open about this stuff. What that reason is, I don't know. I can't tell you. We could ponder over what those reasons could be, right? We could hypothesize. We could have conversations. We could, debate. We could sit here and dwell on it for a little while. but I don't know the exact reason. But it's not like Big Daddy government wakes up one day and is like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and tell them that the UFOs are real. Let's go ahead and drop this footage. Hey, call up the Pentagon, get them on the phone. It's time to release this information. We're tired of hiding this stuff. No, that's not how things happen. They're preparing us for something. What that something is, as I said, I don't know. And depending on what your theory is as to what these things are, your theory as to what they're preparing us for may be different. If you really believe that these creatures are spiritual, then maybe they're preparing us for some type of spiritual battle. Maybe they're preparing us for some type of big spiritual conflict that is to come. If these things are really from another planet, maybe they're preparing us for the fact that, hey, in a few years, we're not going to be able to deny that these things exist because they're going to be pouring in here at numbers that we can't, hide anymore. Whatever it is, it seems as if they're preparing us to just be, I guess, more comfortable with the knowledge that there's other life out there, or at the very least, there's other type of beings here on our planet. It really makes me think that we're going to have some type of event, or we're going to see something in the near, maybe not so near, but not far future, to where this is just going to become somewhat of a normal part of life, where we're going to start being exposed to these things way more than we have in the past, that we're going to, start opening our minds to the possibilities of coexisting with these things. I don't know. But it's definitely something. And then again, it could just be Project Bluebeam. It could be a vast number of different things. But just know that they didn't wake up one day and decide to just start releasing this information. So I would suspect that we're going to start seeing more sightings. We're going to start hearing more and more stories as we get closer to whatever is coming. But for now, let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe. If you would like to donate, you can donate via CashApp or Super Thanks. And with that being said, I'll talk to you all soon in the next one.